Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. But before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to let you guys know and make you guys aware that DCENT Wallet right now is giving away 200 Algorand with every single purchase of a DCENT cold storage wallet. For a limited time only, you could go and get this deal right now. And of course, with the market waking up right now, I think that it is in everyone's best interest to make sure that their crypto is secure in a cold storage wallet. And like I said, you can't beat this deal because 200 Algorand at its all-time high would be worth over $400 plus. So this is essentially a free cold storage wallet. Of course, if Algorand does get back to those levels, like I said, you can't beat this deal. This is a huge one, and I have to give a shout out to DCENT Wallet for this because, you know, listen, they already give me a discount code for all of you guys to use, but this is just next level. So if you guys do want to go get your DCENT Wallet, make sure that you are prepared for the next major run up and making sure that your crypto is extremely secure. You guys are more than welcome to down in the description below as well as in the comments below. Go and check this out if you guys are interested in it. Of course, with that being said, let's dive on in and let's start off with a few things with Hadera. So one, as we look at the adoption for Hadera, it truly is breathtaking. I know that a lot of people are just going to bring up price action, but I just want you guys to understand that if you are extremely concerned about price right now, and if you are actually crying about it, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, you're not going to make it in this cycle because this market will shake out those that are weak, those that are impatient, and those that are too focused on one thing. Again, I always say this because you know, you really need to be patient with a lot of these projects. I always bring up the idea of Amazon, right? I use it as an example. Amazon during the dot-com bubble, it took roughly 10 years for it to make a new all-time high since its dot-com bubble crash. And I bring this up not because I do think that's going to take 10 years for Hbar to create a new all-time high or anything like that, but because I bring it up when we talk about things like crypto, for example. I bring up Amazon because it is one of the largest companies to date now. And during the dot-com bubble, if you actually took advantage of that time and accumulated Amazon stock for that 10-year time frame, well, guess what? Today, you would be extremely wealthy. And that's why you need to always have a long-term viewpoint within this market, because in my opinion, companies like Hedera are going to be pioneers in this new world of finance that is being created through crypto, DLT, blockchain, you name it. And as we look at the adoption here for the network, like I said, it's absolutely crazy to see Hedera doing nearly 200 million transactions in a 24-hour period. 2.3 thousand average transactions, 7.3 thousand max TPS. Insane to say the least. The best part is that this is just the beginning. I look forward to when we are doing 10,000 plus average transactions. And also big shout out to Ashton. We do see Ashton saying scalability is no longer an issue. Now we just need mainstream adoption on all levels for Hbar. And I completely agree. You know, a lot of people forget that we are still very well in the infancy of crypto. This market is still very fresh to many people out there. And interest right now around crypto is basically dead. So I really look forward to the next cycle, but I also look forward to when we actually have utility mean something. And at that point, that's when we start to see major enterprise grade adoption, mainstream adoption, and things like that. And that is a time that is on its way, right? The clock is ticking. But also, when we look at some of the monthly statistics here for Hadera, it is truly exciting to see. So in the 1 month span of Hadera, we did roughly 4.4 billion transactions in a 1 month time frame, right? And if you actually look at this on the daily, yes, we are doing nearly 200 million transactions, 199.8 million transactions. Account creation, 70, almost 3,000 new fresh accounts. 111.6 thousand NFTs minted, 661,000 NFT transfers, 307, almost 308,000 token transfers, about roughly 113,000 token mint transactions. And then of course, transaction types, you guys can look at this if you wanted to. Overall, some major adoption happening regarding the network around Hedera. So love to see the growth here. Love to see the statistics really showing us that, listen, Hedera has become a dominant force in this space in such a short amount of time. And they truly are becoming a giant. But also, outside of this, I do want to talk to you guys about something very, very interesting. Yesterday, Shane Higdon and also the TLO host at NYSE, the world's largest financial firms, are utilizing DLT. Wall Street is exposed to Hedera through on-chain real-world assets. Hedera stablecoins are being adopted by leading banks. Our tokenization strategy is coming to fruition. This is very exciting. But you see, now in 2023, the vision is becoming reality. Recently, Arc Exchange, the FCA licensed digital asset exchange, whose largest external shareholder is Hedera governing council member Aberdeen, integrated Hedera into its tokenization engine. As part of this initial integration, Aberdeen tokenized part of its flagship Aberdeen Standard Liquidity Fund, Sterling Fund, Aberdeen's flagship multi-billion pound money market fund on the Hedera network. And here you guys have that announcement. But that's not all. The stablecoin studio was launched to meet the demand from banks on the Hedera Governing Council and beyond, enabling the simple issuance and management of highly programmable and scalable stablecoins. Again, another massive announcement. Also, through a recent stablecoin studio pilot between Shinhan Bank and Taiwan's largest financial institution, stablecoins on Hedera were showcased to enable remittances that are orders of magnitude more efficient than legacy systems while facilitating real-time FX transactions. Again, this is a big one, right? Real-time FX settlement is a game changer for finance, and I've been talking about this even with Ripple and XRP. Everyone must be focused on these players like Hedera because they are really revolutionizing the way that money is moving around the world. And I think that is something that is very, very exciting because I've said it in the past that this is not a cheap thing, right? And the value that can be put on this is also very, very large. When you are changing the way that money is moved and the time to settle and the cost to settle and things like that in a way that's extremely revolutionary to everyday life, you cannot put a value on that. It is so powerful. But also, now one of the biggest challenges facing the stablecoin market from an institutional perspective is the lack of transparency into stablecoin reserves. Q WorldPay Global and the FIS Global, who recently announced its proof of reserve solution, of course, with Hedera at the forefront of the DLT storage and of Oracle data. And this is with some pretty large names. Through this, Hedera is being leveraged to ensure full transparency for up to 100% of settlement money movements for leading stablecoin issuers like Circle, available in real time across fiat and crypto portions as well. Alongside real-world assets moving on-chain, one of the paradigm shifts in financial transactions being enabled by tokenization on Hedera is micropayments. DropCC enables highly cost-efficient and instant small-value payments in HBAR, USD, and USDC. For this work, they were recently showcased by the Federal Reserve's FedNow service as well. That's a wrap for Shane Higdon's perspective. Over the coming year, we look forward to further building out our real-world asset tokenization and stablecoin strategy with leading institutions. Thank you to the Teal and NYSE for hosting us this year at the Bridge. So, yeah, I mean, this is big, right? It's been a massive year for Hedera. It's been a huge year for a lot of great projects within the space, and there is no signs of slowing down. Now, the reason why I bring this up, right, is because when we go over here to Chainlink's recent post, imagine if every Tesla was tokenized as a DNFT with real-time metadata updates showing its service record, mileage, accident history, market value, and more. All current and future owners would have on-chain access to verifiable vehicle histories. And this is a big game changer because, you know, if we actually look at buying a used car today, yesterday, or even 5 years ago, you know, some of the biggest things is you never know the full transparent report. With on-chain data like this could ultimately change the way that people are buying used or even new cars, and also revolutionize the car manufacturing industry as well. The thing about Tesla, though, that I've always brought up is the way of tokenization, right? Because if we could possibly have a day where Tesla is actually tokenizing Teslas on chain with Hedera, for an example, that would be huge, right? But we already know that Chainlink hinting at this is very interesting because we all also know that Chainlink is already working with Hedera. Going all the way back to May of 2021, Chainlink Labs Further's enterprise focus joins Hedera Governing Council. This was a big one, and we do see companies to explore enterprise use cases, including bridging traditional finance to DeFi. Now, there was no really big discussion regarding tokenization at this time, but they did have a few things, right? They were still talking about NFTs. They were still talking about a few things regarding enterprise-grade adoption. but they didn't hint at anything tokenization wise. But there was a few quotes. One from the managing director of business development and strategy for Chainlink Labs. He said, as enterprise adoption of DLT continues to advance, decentralized Oracle solutions become critical for every vertical, from DeFi and insurance to gaming and NFTs and more. We're continuing to expand our suite of smart contract related services to power a vast array of secure, feature-rich applications. So it is a very natural progression for us to join the Hedera Governing Council and work with the leading enterprise-grade public network and their council members to make Chainlink the default Oracle provider for enterprise applications. And we also see here from Mans Harman, as the most widely adopted decentralized Oracle solution in the market today, Chainlink is already used to secure billions of dollars in assets for applications around the globe. Their potential on the Hedera network, which is already the most used enterprise-grade public network, is limitless. We're excited to be expanding our relationship with Chainlink, which will be the first Web 3.0 company on the Hedera Governing Council to enable the most robust applications of the decentralized future. So if we're actually looking at this, right, I think that this is a match made in heaven. I mean, ultimately speaking, if we do look at the future of tokenization, we know that Hedera is probably the most cost-effective network for tokenization. And if we do look at Tesla, we already know that Tesla has had many problems in the past utilizing Bitcoin due to its sustainability problems. So if we're talking about this, why wouldn't they possibly tokenize Teslas on Hedera with its security as well as the sustainability, and then combine that with Chainlink for decentralized oracles? I mean, like, this is truly game changing. I think that this is great. But also, we know in the past that Elon Musk has hinted at Hbar. A lot of people utilize this tweet, for an example, as a direct connection back to Hedera. Again, nobody really said that it was a full-on tweet regarding Hedera, but again, there was a lot of speculation regarding this. But beyond this, one thing that I'm very interested about is Avery Dennison, right? Because they recently, going back to April of this year, joined the Global Battery Alliance, the GBA. Now, for those that don't know about this, we actually see down here, the battery sector is one of the first to be impacted by the EU Circular Economy Action Plan, which will see the implementation of digital product passports, DPPs, for batteries from 2027. This mandates that information is provided on the origin, composition, repair, and assembly options of a product, as well as how the various components can be recycled. And this is all through Avery Dennison's overall tech stack. And we know that this is also going to be through Atma. Atma.io Connected Product Cloud currently manages over 28 billion items across the apparel, retail, food, and healthcare segments. Each of these items have been tagged with digital identification technology, enabling detailed product and provenance information to be tracked across the supply chain and beyond. And we already know that this is tapped in with Hadera. But what's interesting about this is that the Global Battery Alliance, for an example, is becoming a pioneer regarding sustainability. We do see here the Global Battery Alliance is a public-private collaboration platform founded in 2017 at the World Economic Forum to help establish a sustainable battery value chain by 2030, which directly impacts Tesla, because we know Tesla is actually a major supporter of the GBA, as well as 150 plus other organizations. And just to give you guys a reference real quick, here you guys see down here, Tesla being one of the major supporters of this. And they have a full-on vision that by 2030, they want to make sure that the battery value chain is extremely sustainable, it's trackable, it's traceable, things like that. And this is going to be something very interesting. Because again, how are they going to achieve this? Well, I know a few ways. And it's all through Avery Dennison, for an example, because Avery Dennison is going to be the ones that are really kind of focused heavily on this. And we already know that Hedera is exposed to this with Atma.io. And going all the way back to my overall conspiracy theory with, Tesla possibly minting out, Tesla's tokenized on-chain, this could very well be exposed with Hedera as well. Now, again, this is not Tesla full-on confirming that they will be, tokenizing Teslas themselves, but I do think that this could very well be a possibility because everything of value will essentially be tokenized. And I do think that Hedera would be the best case scenario for that. But outside of Teslas being tokenized, we already know that the battery supply chain is probably going to be moving over Atma.io within the next roughly 3 or so years. So this is definitely something to look at, because again, this is a direct exposure to Tesla, as well as massive other players as well. And we also know that Hyundai, for an example, is also collaborating with Hadera. So I think that's only a matter of time until we start to see other major automobile manufacturers tapping in with Hadera as well. And I think that Tesla would be a great fit, considering the fact that they've already talked about sustainability problems with Bitcoin, which we already know that Hadera is carbon negative. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.